Good day, everybody. My name is, well, Pulley Entertainment. I don't want to say my real name because I like keeping my author name. And this is my Sonic Remake or Sonic Origins 3D. Reason why we call it Sonic Origins 3D is because we plan to actually get this guy to have all four games, meaning Sonic 1, CD, 2, and 3 remade. Um, At the moment, it is free. In the future, you are required, after release, including the Sonic 1 release, you are required to have Sonic Origins within your Steam account, and you're going to be using a software that will allow you to play this game to check whether you own it or not. Reason I do this so that we do not get hit by Sega, since Sega does own Sonic's properties, and as well, we don't want to make sure that Sega loses any sales, especially if they were to have a remake in the future. Sega does have the rights to take this down, just to let you guys know, in case for a reason they are actually trying to make a 3D remake. Though for me, I highly doubt it. We haven't seen one for a while. They have tried. Let's be honest, they weren't that good at it in Sonic 4. But yeah, let's continue with the game. Alright, so we're going to be loading into the main menu. I do want to note this is beta 0.2.1, so not everything is done, and I do plan to make a lot of changes. So main story, of course, is our version of the main story. Though right now it's directing it to classic mode. The main story basically is our team's version's main story, so we want to separate the mainline Sonic story with our own. Classic mode will follow how it used to be in the Genesis, but main story is just our preference, so it'll be basically like a separate universe from everything else. Right now, main story just, like I said, is directly to classic mode. Classic mode is doing nothing, time mode is doing nothing. Settings at the moment is still in development, and credits also in development because I haven't really made any credits so far. But yeah, let's go with main story. Some of you guys already played beta 2, beta 0.2, and you guys took a while to get into the select screen. That is not our case. Just press enter and you get in. Pretty amazing, right? Now, of course, this is most likely a placeholder. My apologies for that. But yeah, I'm gonna make a new saves file. Of course, this is save selection. You already see Knuckles there, my favorite echidna. Do I want to start this new adventure? Nah. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, sure. Let's start this new adventure. Shall we, friends? Hey, Sonic, how you doing? So, Sonic is in development for 7 years. Completely 7 years. Of course, we're using the Sonic Superstars model with their animations, and we made our own shader to kind of mimic it. Of course, Sonic is moving super smoothly. Now, Sonic has two abilities. I actually do want to dictate that. Sonic has two abilities. Of course, he has his famous drop dash from Sonic Mania. But as well, let's go to our CD ability. They're together. So if you look up right now, his animation for looking up is missing so far. I have no clue why. If you're looking up and you press the space bar or the action button, you go to peel out. But hey, you know, two abilities in one. Bonus. Alright, let's try to finish this level. Also, the effects for every item box at the moment is still in development, so I do apologize if anybody can't really get it. Just notice by the sound of the music that you have that ability, at least so far right now. Alright. And there's still a few, collider glitches, but we're in the works of that. Alright. And we finished the axe. Alright, now for a lot of you guys who did play 0.2.0, this is I'm just gonna repeat it one more time. The 0.2.1, and I'm gonna explain as to the button. Right now, there's no UI button dictating what button you're supposed to press. So I'm going to explain it. So next act, of course, is going to be your enter button. World map is your exit button, and reset would be your action sub action button, which is your E. Uh, right now, the reason why I turned off the UI is because control support is still currently in development, and there were some bugs and glitches within the controllers where it just kept going switching back and forth between keyboard and controller. So right now it's just disabled. Eventually, once we get to beta 0.3, where we do try to see if we can include Marble Zone, once we see it's actually fully in development, we will include this UI and controller support. As well as we're going to add a few more characters into this game. But till then, let's go to the world map. Alright, so we're in the world map. If you go to the right, you get to go to the axe. Right now, there's a block here. Not letting you go through anywhere else because, well, the other maps haven't been made yet. But let me tell you something. If you go to the very left of the map, you'll see this little border right here. And it will go to the character selection screen. This is just a temporary placeholder to get into the character selection screen. But if you get into it, you will see the whole gang here. Now, I do want to explain a few things before I continue selecting my character. So, each character with this version has their params different. So what I mean is in their attributes, they're all uniquely different. So Sonic being the fastest, Tails be able to fly the fastest, but as well being a little bit slower than Sonic. Amy being a little bit slower than Tails, but being a higher jumper, and Knuckles being the slowest out of all the characters, but being the brute force of the whole group, meaning that he can break anything, as well as he's super broken with his flying ability. Well, gliding, he doesn't fly. As far as for costumes, if you enter in, you get greeted with a comic costume. Right now, all costumes are currently in development. Lighting is still an issue here, though we're in the works of fixing it. So I promise before the beta gets released, that lighting would get fixed. Of course, you got Tails with his comic skin. Amy, at the moment, her comic skin had to be reverted back. We're just fixing out a few kinks. And then you got Knuckles with his comic skin, but his UI is still in development. So I'll make sure that before 2.1 comes out, you guys will have that UI to indicate which costume it is. Who should I choose? Who should I choose? I feel like I should choose Tails. I love Tails. He flies. Plus, he has the ball for my favorite part of Tails. Alright, let's go to Act 2. Let's go flying. Everybody knows how to use Tails if you play at Mania. He acts exactly like Mania, so you should be able to use him pretty well. Alright. Let's go into the act. No! Come on, let me go through. I know what's under there! Come on. Let's not do that. Alright. Of course, I got speed boots. Oh, come on! Oh yeah, I also do need to fix their shaders as well. They're not turning visibly, of course, but you know, bit by bit. All right, we complete the stage. Let's go to Act 3 to get Dr. Robotnik. All right. I'm basically skipping the whole stage just by flying. All right, let's do that. All right, let's defeat Dr. Robotnik. All right, let's finish stage, and there we go. The final part of our beta. Of course, there's still a few visual glitches, but doesn't mean that we can't get that fixed. If you have, well, this is the end of the beta. You will be returning back to the world map if you go to the next act, since Marble Zone still is currently in development. If you have any questions or you like to report a bug or anything, please either report it through GitHub or join our Discord, which is within the GitHub download link or within the down the video link. In any case, you can also comment within this YouTube video. I don't mind it, though I might not get notifications because I'll be frankly honest, I have another YouTube channel that I do not do videos on. I just like watching videos and listening to music. If you have any suggestions of fixes or anything, please let me know. I'd actually like to get some feedback out of this. Other than that, thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this beta. So yeah,